Do understand and get your day, your life is going to get better once your perception gets better. Your day, your life is going to get better once your perception gets better. Today is absolutely amazing day. Let me tell you guys. All right, so story time. So earlier today, I had did a Dollar Tree haul. I got to edit that video. I absolutely love what I do. You get what I'm saying? It's really good to do something that you absolutely love to do and get paid for it. Okay, so earlier today, I had came at a Dollar Tree and it was this gorgeous young lady who was, walking in front of me. And so I had pretty much walked around her, and while I was behind her, I was doing the ending of the Dollar Tree haul. And she, after I got done, she said, "Oh, was you just recording? Like, do you do videos or vlogs? What she say? Would you recording or something like that?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Oh my goodness, I want to do it." And I asked her, I said, she said, "I want to do it, but I don't know what I want to do it on." She said, no, she said, "I want to do it, but well, she did say she don't know what she want to do it on. But then she did also say, she said, so I said, "Well, what do you like kind of like?" Right? And she was telling me this stuff that she wanted to do content on. And one of the things I asked her, I said, "Well, if you do you want more of that stuff to come into your life?" And she said, "No." And I was like, "Well, you better be mindful of what you put out, because one of the things that you have to understand about this here universe is this: everything that you tend to put out, you shall receive that back. Okay. So if you keep on talking about negativity and stuff like that, that stuff is going to come back to you. What you focus on grows." So I told her that. So then she said, "Well," I said, "What is this something? What else? Other things that you like to do?" So she said, "Well, I like to do get ready with me and stuff like that." So I said, "All right, so do videos on that." So she said, "All right." She was like, "I'm glad I seen you." And then she started talking. She said, "I'm gonna do it." I said, "When you gonna start the video? When you gonna start it?" She was like, "I'm gonna start it tomorrow." Wrong. No, this is some of the things that you have to understand. When you get a download to do something, you need to do it ASAP. Very quick, very quick. Okay. Not time wasting. "Oh, I'm gonna do it. Once my children get out of school, I'm gonna do it." Like, I just came in the house, okay, and I'm about to go use the bathroom, but I said, "Let me do the video now because I got to download for me to do a video now, a live video." So you want to do this stuff soon as you get that intuition telling you to do something. You need to do it now, because this is a few things that will happen if you don't do it. One, you're going to talk yourself out of doing it. You're going to give all these excuses. You're going to allow the ego to tell you why you can't do it, why you shouldn't do it, what makes you think that you're an expert. So while you're waiting, it's going to be so much chatter in your mind and you're not going to do it. And so whenever you get that download to do it, you need to just do it. Okay. And so I told her, I said we could exchange numbers and stuff if she had any questions about YouTube or content, whatever. I answer the questions that I know, honey. Okay. All right. So that was that. Get rid of the story. I'm on a bus earlier. It was this older gentleman who was sitting across from me, and I seen he was doing the eye. Okay. And when I say doing the eye, I seen he kept glancing at me, right? And so later on, he had waited for the bus to make a few stops, and then he sat next to me, and I said, "Okay." So I guess he felt like I felt like, okay, he's sitting next to me. So this is what he said to me. He started the conversation off like this, honey. He said, "I got a phone, but I can't even text on it." I said, "You can't text on it?" Because I didn't know, you can't text on it. He said, "I can't even text on it." I said, "You okay?" So he said, "Every time I press the button," and I told him, I said, "You got to press the button, in order," because he had a flip phone. Make a long story short, after we discussed that, I guess he just wanted to talk. After we talked about that, he started telling me about how he was on substance before in the past, how he was incarcerated, like telling me all this stuff, right? And one of the things I said to him, mind you, I always carry a book with me everywhere I go. Today book, it was the Prosperity Bible. Okay. Everywhere I go, if you ever see me, honey, in the streets, if you ever see me in the streets, I have a book. I always stay with a book. Okay. Because I'm always reading, especially on public transportation and, outside and stuff. So one of the things he said to me, he said, he was telling me that story. So I said, tell me the good things that's going on in your life. Okay. That, anybody can say all the problems, what's going on in their life. Tell me the good things. And so he went on and he started telling me, he was like, oh, I'm married. I said, very good. He said he's married to a pastor. He said he was a deacon. He have a great grand. And I was like, very good, very good. And one of the things I told him, I said, focus on what you want, more of what you want. I feel like I'm the freaking transportation preacher. Okay. That's how I feel in these streets. Okay. Talking to everybody, like the mayor. All right. And so me and him was talking. And so he was telling me the conversation him and his great grand had with him. And after the conversation, I said, let me get off the bus. Okay, let me get off. I had went to Whole Foods and got these drinks right here. These Evolution drinks. Oh my goodness, they taste so good. So my favorite one is the watermelon. This is actually, wait, hold on. This is the Vital Berry. But my favorite one is the watermelon. It's so, so good. And another thing I told the guy, okay, I said, listen, people see you the way they see themselves. Because I felt like he was telling me those things to make conversation. But sometimes people don't know how to start certain conversations. In order for them to make a conversation of any sort, they talk about the things that occurred in their life that wasn't the best, right? And sometimes they say that to break the ice, or sometimes they may say that for you to feel sorry for him, for you to feel sorry for them. And I don't feel sorry for people. And let me tell you the reason being. And I remember when I was a little younger. I'm still young, honey. But I remember when I was younger, I believe like my teenage years. And one of the things my mother said to me, she said that my father always used to say, he didn't feel sorry for people. Okay. And I never understood that concept, right? I used to say he don't feel sorry for people. Like, I felt like, oh my goodness, that's such a bad thing. Why he don't feel sorry for people? Well, as I start studying stuff like that, universal law and stuff like that, what I come to realize and understand is that we all have the same exact power. Okay. No one have more power than you. No one have more potential than you. What it is some people use their imagination and their mind probably more than others. Okay. That's really what it is. But just as this person went through some things, trials and tribulations, and was able to rise up out of those things, you are no different. Okay. And that's why I say I don't feel sorry for people. Not in a sense like, oh my goodness, but in a sense we as though you could get past that. Okay. You do not have to stay there only if you choose to stay there. And you choose to stay there if you keep on focusing on that thing, if you keep talking about that thing, if you keep on giving energy and frequency to that thing, that's when you decide to stay there. But other than that, you need to understand and get that you can move at any given time. Any given time you can move. Okay. So you don't have to stay there by any means, only if you choose to stay there. And so with that being said, honey, I got to clean up this house. Okay. This morning, I got to clean up. Okay. I got to clean up. I got to wash my hands as soon as I come in the house. I love washing my hands, especially when I'm outside. Okay. And let me also say this. So I had put out to God, right? I said, like I be thanking God for the relationship I'm in, right? I be saying I'm married and everything like that. It's all about imagination, okay? All about imagination, my loves. So I be thanking God for my husband. And it's so funny today. I was on a bus stop, right? Waiting. And it was this gorgeous brother, right? I mean, he was beautiful, okay? And some people may say beautiful. Isn't there beauty for what, honey? Beautiful could be for men too. But anywho, so I'm on a bus stop and I'm waiting. First of all, I don't know what it is with the guys, okay? I can't hear you if you on the bus stop trying to talk to me because the cars is right there. All right, that's one. And then two, so he was, talking to me, and it was people right there. I guess saying, I wonder if she gonna go over to that car, right? So he was at the light, and he pretty much like he had his. It's not about the car and stuff like that. But I do understand that everything is about mindset. Okay, everything is about mindset, and I get into that more later on in the video. I mean, later on, probably another video. But anyway, so he said to me, he said, "Was I going to New York?" And I was like, I ain't going to New York. Ain't going to New York. And I guess maybe that was his way to like try to break the ice. But he was like, oh, because I was gonna say if you was going to New York, I could, drive you to. I don't know what it is with you guys. I mean, I'm not just getting in anybody. I'm not just getting anybody car. So he was like, okay. So I turned my head because I was waiting for the bus, and then he was like, he did like this, and I think he was like an African brother, okay, and he was like asking me was I married, so I was like, no, I'm not married and stuff like that, and he was like, I guess like, could I get your number? And I was like, just go. Well, he was holding up traffic anyhow way. That was one of the reasons I said just go. um but then I was like, Dina, how is it you thanking God for your husband, and you won't give nobody a chance? So I'm working on it. I'm working that part. I am working on. Okay, I'm working on that part. All right. So with that being said, I gotta upload videos and stuff. Well, you said stubborn. I'm not stubborn. Um, I gotta edit videos. Well, edit this one video. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something. Lately, if you guys, lately I've been listening to Narrow Knowledge, right? Now I listen to personal development each and every day. It's not a day that goes by that I don't listen to personal development. I listen to it every day, throughout the day too. But I was listening to Narrow Knowledge, right? And one of the things that he talked about was visualization. Now, I heard many people talk about visualization, right? Visualize exactly what it is that you want to manifest. Visualize, like, like you in your desired reality now. And is a book by Maxwell Maltz called Psycho-Cybernetics. I talk about this book a lot because Psycho-Cybernetics is one of my favorite reads, but my favorite read is The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That book is hands down is one of the best books. I got to get another copy. But anyway, so I've been visualizing lately. Oh my goodness. And if you're a person, you're like, oh my, I don't have time to do this, right? Because I used to say that. It's so funny. It's so funny how this here thing works. I used to be like, I don't have time. I gotta go do the content. I gotta make the Dollar Tree horse. It's so funny. Nowadays, I'm like, today I had the choice. I could have made $3 Tree horse, right? But I said, I don't want to be rushing to come back home. So I did one video that I gotta upload, but it don't feel like I have to do it. Like it's like a rush to do it. It's like I'm already in my desired reality just from using my imagination, just taking time out to visualize. And I mean visualizing so much where as though I cried during my visualization, during my meditation session. It is a game changer. Oh my goodness, is the best of the best. My numbers has been skyrocketing. I mean, been going up, and all because I've been making time for myself, all because instead of me focusing on physical, and when I say physical, instead of me work focusing on doing work, right, like, oh, I gotta make the Dollar Tree haul videos and stuff like that. Now I'm more so focused on a mindset. Now I'm more so focused on being in my desired reality. That's what I'm mainly focused on. So now I'm focused on the spirituality aspect, spiritual and the mental aspect, as opposed of hard work. Oh my goodness, when I tell you it's a game changer, it is a game changer, hands down, the best of the best. Okay, really, really good. You funny. All right. So with that being said, and I was gonna put you on timeout because it sounds like you're being a little naughty, naughty boy. Okay. With that being said, let me go wash my hands and edit these videos and clean up. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.